dear. I have found Hansel. I have found dear. I have found Hansel. I have found dear. I have found Hansel. I have found dear. I have found Hansel.
Wish we could go where it's always fun. Come to Phill. 6 new places to explore. It's Polybox Town you've been wishing for. My town will have a bird.
Each sold separately.
Hi there guys, it's Phill Wilson aka My One Man Band, back with another retro review, and today we are looking at Mighty Max. Now Mighty Max was released in 1992 by Bluebird Toys here in the UK, and it was kind of a boys toy accompaniment to the girls' Polly Pocket toys. So the idea of Polly Pockets when they came out was they were like a makeup compact for girls with like a little diorama inside it that would create a whole play scenario that you could take with you, and it was quite portable. So Mighty Max built on that idea and basically created these little worlds where Mighty Max, or Max himself, would do battle with various elements. The one we've got here builds on the kind of Jurassic Park theme that was very in at the time, with little dinosaurs and what have you. One of the things I quite like about the line is that they were very sort of culturally relevant. I know there's ones based on like King Kong and Jaws and all kinds of things, so it had like a knowing little nod to pop culture. Alien, that's another one, whilst being their own kind of mythology and so on. It had a cartoon that I did watch, and it's quite dark, as I remember, for a kid's cartoon. It had some pretty good plot lines. Now the toys themselves, they came in the standard, what they call the Doom Zone, which was sort of the main format of the line. There was also the bigger ones, like I have Skull Mountain. There was the fantastic Dragon Island playset that was full of little play features like the boat and what have you. And then there was the Skullmaster Zone head as like a big oversized Doom Zone. So I remember when I was little, first seeing Mighty Max on the shelves and just looking into those little compacts and seeing a whole world. I've always had such a thing about miniatures and miniature dioramas, and it really spoke to me. But I remember at the time that they were quite expensive. Something like this would actually retail, I think they were about £6.99, if not £8. So they were a little bit beyond what I was willing to pay. But then one day in a market in Doncaster, I came across that one, and that's my original one, for £5. Now, at the time, our local toy shop was a Toy Master, and it was run by a really nice old guy who loved his toys, definitely like a proper old school toy shopkeeper. And the Toy Master had the Toy Master price promise that if you found it anywhere else cheaper, they would match it. So lo and behold, cheeky young me used to go in there every couple of weeks with my pocket money and remind him of the £5 one that I'd found in Doncaster, and he used to let me get away with it, and I collected pretty much all of my other ones from there. So I'm glad to say that nearly all of my current collection are my original childhood ones, and I'm quite proud to say I never lost a part, touch wood. So the first one we're going to look at is Mighty Max Escape Skull Dungeon. Now this is one of the absolutely classic toy lines of the 80s and 90s. I would say it's probably one of the most iconic, if not the most iconic, one of the Mighty Max line, just because of its strong characteristics and the fact that it just works so well. When I open that up, I love the fact you've even got through play from the mouth there. So if I open her up, you can see inside there the diorama that you get. You've got these two electrodes to put up here. Now, one of the brilliant things about Mighty Max is just how many play features they managed to cram into such a small diorama. You've got a bookcase here that opens up, reveals the dungeon on the other side, staircase to going up and down. Right at the top you've kind of got like a hidden attic with all your books of spells and potions and that kind of thing. And down in the main here you've got Igor there, and you've got a Frankenstein type of character. You've got a lever that can be, got a lever here that can be thrown, and when that's thrown you can bring to life the monster himself. Mighty Max has a little place at the front. He's a little blue capped version, and you've even got a little trapdoor. I just love the detail in this, all the shelves and the bookcases, the lab itself. It's just such a nicely put together set. I think, like I say, it's an absolute classic. Whoever designed this should be really proud, because it's just something that's so memorable to me, and I'm sure anyone else who owned one. So the next one we're going to look at is Mighty Max Terminates Wolf Ship 7. Now, one of the things I really like about the Mighty Max mythology is the way that all the big playsets have these names that to me sounded like episodes of a series or something. I think it really speaks to the era. The way that they're named makes them sound like, gives you a little bit of a hint towards the play style and how it all should work. So in this one, it's kind of a take on the Alien sort of franchise and this kind of thing that was very popular around that time. You have these two aliens, both with unique designs, and you've got snap him after all these years. You've got Max there. I must admit, I like these more generic Maxes more than the later ones when they started giving them tools and stuff. To me, that was a simpler sort of design and really spoke to, you could just have that as an open-ended play style. This one also comes with a little detachable launch ship, and I remember in the era when these came out, when I was about 11 or 12, I was all about these little extra spaceships, launch ships, detachable things. If there was ever a toy with an escape pod, that was the bit that I'd probably play with more than the main toy. So to me that was a really good, well designed piece. And moving on to the main body, again we've got multiple layers. You've got a throne room for them to sit in, some kind of generator or something. You've got a bit of playthrough there where the gun comes out the back, and this is one of the ones that actually you can close it and you can actually play with it as a full spaceship using the outside, so quite a lot of variety in how you could play with that. Although I know for myself, with a lot of these, as I started collecting them, I just generally ended up more and more just enjoying lining them all up and displaying them, getting all the playsets set up exactly how I like them, and just enjoying seeing them made up, which is, to be fair, exactly what I still do today. So yeah, some things never change. So as well as the big Doom zones, Mighty Max also came in these smaller horror heads. I think were there more for sort of pocket money priced, or, you know, occasional treat priced heads rather than the big Mighty Max. As we said before, the original line was quite expensive, normally around sort of £7 to £8 as I remember it here in the UK, and or £5 if you were me and you got them at discount because you were cheeky. But these ones were a little bit cheaper and still came with, every one of them had a couple of figures. Sometimes you had a max that had a little bit more detail to them, and you had extra sculpting in there, blade here. They didn't quite have the play value of the bigger ones, but I do still quite like the overall effect and the sculpt of them, and they fold up and make some quite nice extras to add to your scene. So I'm sure you can work out I could talk about Mighty Max pretty much all night, but I'm restricting myself just to my top 3 here. So my third and final choice is going to be Mighty Max Outwit Cyclops from Season 2 of the Doom Zones. This one to me has always kind of been the spiritual successor to Skull Dungeon. It's got a lot in common in the play logic of it, and it's got some brilliant features. If anything, they've actually built more features into this one than the original. You've got the Dungeon Master there. You've got a great Cyclopsy type tentacle octopus creature that also doubles as the eye. And moving into the actual dungeon, you've got a little trap here. Always reminded me of Mousetrap as a kid. Max is in there underneath. You've got things that open, a little bit like in Skull Dungeon. You've got the Iron Maiden there. Now, I'm not going to force that door because that's quite old, but you can open that if you have, when it came from you. You've got a drawbridge type thing there that, even that detail has got more details inside. It's got skulls and stuff laid on the ground. People have been trapped in there. I love all this, the play logic of this, where all the steps interconnect and you can get up to the guillotine there and all the way up to the very top chair, which even when you think you're safe, it can tip and throw you out back down into the dungeon. By the way, let me know in the comments if you like this new handheld style of videoing. I thought it would make a change from the previous ones. I don't know if you've seen our Z-Bots one or the Turtles one. I thought I'd go for something where I can get a little bit more close up with the figures. So let me know what you think about that one in the comments. And if you want some more videos from us, like and subscribe and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, thanks for watching. Goodbye.
Something tells me I'm not in Kansas anymore.
Actually, you are. Max, the world's in crisis. Hostile aliens have passed Mars and will land in just 3 hours.
Thanks for the warning, Verge. So, where should we hide, I hear Jupiter is nice this time of year.
Max, my boy, you are Earth's only hope.
You know, I knew you were going to say that. Come on, man, what about the Air Force or the UN or Arnold Schwarzenegger? I mean, we don't want to hog all the glory for ourselves.
I'm afraid the alien ships are invisible to radar, and your military is just no match for their superior firepower.
Oh, and I am? How about Normie? I have a really good feeling about him.
I eat aliens for breakfast.
Robber Fett's Bounty signing off. If you like this video, hit the like button and subscribe. See you real soon.